what? They are a mild-mannered group, the management team. And I was saying to somebody today, it's when you see an older couple walking down the street with their dog, you look and you say, geez, they look like their dog. They've had their dog so long. Right? You start to look like your dog. And I was thinking the Leafs play like their management. They're just nice. You know, they play like their management. They're a nice group. They say everything that's really nice. They treat everybody really nice.
All right.
And that's making a great point.
Anyway.
So what? Too soft for you to beat Tampa Bay?
Well, you know what, Nick? We talked about it for the last few months that we didn't believe. We didn't believe their bottom six were going to be good enough. And we were worried about their blue line. The one guy that surprised me was Jack Campbell didn't cost them the series. He was pretty solid. So, I don't think it's a big change. I mean, Kerfoot had a wonderful season, not a great playoff. Cass, whatever his name is.
Kasha.
He's never been able to stay healthy in his whole career. And you're counting on these guys. I mean, Simmons, Spezza, I like them. You love what they've done in their careers, but it's sort of time to move on. Their bottom guys in Tampa were their bottom guys, and we said it on this show. Bottom guys in Tampa can't outplay the Leafs' bottom guys, and they did, in my opinion.
So, are you okay with the older couple with the dog walking down the street keeping their jobs?
Well, I guess, it used to drive me crazy because, I get fired a lot, and I look and I see Cassidy's in trouble. I see Trotz gets fired. I see, guys that, obviously Rick Bowness is not going to be back. Guys that have done as good a jobs, are going to lose their jobs. And, the problem is, how do you come back next season? You've lost 6 years, I guess, in a row, or is it 8? I mean, this regime is 6, but how do you come back without any change? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that there's not going to be some moves here. I'm just simply not buying it.
Did you I don't think anybody was too surprised at the overall feel that they weren't going to do anything major, but I think some got rubbed the wrong way in terms of almost like an acceptance of, or should I say, the tolerance of losing year after year. Would you have liked to seen them more critical? Would you have been more critical if you had the decision that you were going to keep your coach or general manager? Would you have given them the impression that they're still not safe publicly?
Well, I think Neely hit it today when he said, "Hey, Sweeney, we're going to make changes here in Boston. We're definitely going to make changes, and it's up to Sweeney to make the call on the coach." Well, I guarantee you Sweeney and Neely have talked. I don't think that's any surprise. So I think, at least if you're a Boston fan, you're sitting there saying, somebody's going to pay a price for a first-round knockout. The Bruins don't tolerate that. They haven't tolerated that for as long as that franchise has been there. Yeah, they've had up years and down years, but I don't want to see anybody get fired. They're good people, but this is 6 years in a row that they've gotten beat in the first round. And I know, and I think that what drove me crazy was, we noticed a difference in the handshake line. We had a lot more respect in the handshake line. Who gives a rat's ass about the handshake line? Are you kidding me? When you lose, I didn't even want to shake hands. I just wanted to go to the dressing room.
Yeah, no, that was a source of contention with Leafs fans. No one was very happy about that particular line. Do you still have faith that the core is good enough? Like John Tavares, some people are disappointed him early in the series. There's always the trade Willie Nylander stuff. You're good with those guys to build around?
I don't know how you build a championship team, and it's been said for 3-4 years now. I don't know how you build a championship team, and I don't know how you fix your figure out your goaltending, number one? How do you figure out adding a couple of defensemen? I mean, can you have Liljegren and the what's his name? Sandin. I mean, can you have both of them on your team and be a championship team? I mean, I think you've got some big decisions to make, and the problem is you've got to move money to fix it. And everybody looks at Nylander. I mean, because he's a guy that you could get a big price for. He's a guy that can score 30 to 40 goals in the league. And if he's with a different team, he may get more than that because he's going to get a better opportunity than he's getting with the Leafs, maybe. But still, I don't know how you fix the team to be a contender with the challenges they have with the Big Four. And John Tavares, we know, Nick, you said it the day they made the trade. You know, what happens when his wheels fall off? Well, they're starting to fall off. Mac, and he's still a heck of a player.
I was a believer even a while ago that you got to flip one of those contracts in for a top four defenseman. But I'm looking at that roster after Game 7, and I'm going, even if you decided to move Willie Nylander for a top four defenseman, i.e. a Chychrun, like, what does that leave Tavares? What does that leave your second line behind Matthews and Marner? And 35 goals is 35 goals. A point a game is a point a game. Like, I
agree.
That's not an easy decision.
No, it's a big hole. And the problem is when you go with the 40, now it's the big 5 with Riley in there, and it could very well be a big 6 with a goaltender. If you really if you're not going to be able to get Campbell done for the dollars you think you can, and you got to pay more to bring in a Gibson or whoever you're going to get, all of a sudden you've got a big 6, and then where are you trying to fill in the third line? I mean, look, we saw it again in Tampa last night. Colton, a third liner, scores a critical goal in a game that, may, for all intents and purposes, it may end that series. So those third line guys, we saw Hagel score big goals. We saw the kid, came over from Ottawa, scored big goals. Well, he buried the Leafs. I mean, how do you fill in with those type of guys if you're offering guys $750 to $1 million too? That's the challenge.